That brings us into today's topic, setting expectations on what your real estate attorney will do as a seller. And Melissa, time again and again and again, I sit down with sellers and they say, oh, it's a seller's market. Things are easy. Just list it, sell it, no problem, without really understanding all of the legalities that go into it, all of the different pieces of the pie for financing, inspections, everything and anything else. So as a real estate attorney, on the seller side, I feel like consumers might not know all of the things that kind of happen behind the scenes and where they can and cannot lean on someone like you. Could you go over that with us?
Absolutely. I think setting the expectations of what a client should come to expect from their attorney is really super important. First and foremost, having an attorney. That's the first step, is determining whether or not you want to hire somebody as a seller. So of course, as you alluded to, Emilio, there's so many moving pieces. And as a closing attorney, which is typically the buyer or the buyer's lender's counsel, they are going to reach out to the sellers and just say, hey, listen, if you don't have an attorney, we will draft the deed for you. We can help you with some of the doc prep. We can order your mortgage payoff, kind of the administrative components of what we do as seller's counsel. And of course, you can hire that attorney to do it, but understand they're not representing you. That is probably one of the major nuances, is that there's no client attorney privilege that's determined. There's no responsibilities or duties that the attorney is going to owe you as a seller when you have not, quote unquote, hired them. You're just paying them for doc prep. You're just paying them to order your payoff. The cost differential for a closing attorney to draft documents compared to hiring your own counsel is really not staggering. It's probably within $100 or so. It's because as a drafting attorney, right, we're handling the closing. We have to be paid for those times and that service, even though we're not representing. So the cost differential is really, really minimal. And I think that, again, with the numbers of complexities that you're seeing, you want to have someone that you can call and pick up the phone and ask questions of, because that's really, again, the difference between having a closing attorney just draft documents for you and hiring your own attorney. Sometimes you can't even get it to the end if you don't have the infrastructure for the beginning. And that is something that a lot of sellers' attorneys have to deal with, is clearing title issues. And I cannot tell you how often clients say, oh, I'm not worried about it. I've owned the property. It's been in my family for 3 generations. Honestly, that's a bigger risk, because the probabilities are far increased that there's been a mortgage out there that somebody took out that wasn't properly discharged. Invariably, the bank no longer exists now, and we have to undertake to investigate and get curative measures to clear the title. So as the seller's attorney, we should be interfacing with the clients really from the time they sign the sales agreement. If they have any questions or they need any kind of guidance or counseling relative to the inspection piece. But in Rhode Island, the realtors tend to do the majority of that. Yeah. So we sort of get involved primarily once we're at a place of 3 to 4 weeks before the closing, ordering the respective mortgage payoffs, reviewing the title that the other attorneys have completed and forwarded to us so that we can ensure the property is in good order, making certain that we have all the moving pieces, locked down, getting the final utility bills and, some of those minor items, but can be major items. Meeting with the clients, counseling with them to make them aware of when they can cancel their insurance and, other appropriate adjustments of either a municipal nature, or if there's rental adjustments, making sure all fuels are accounted for. Again, lots and lots of moving pieces that the seller's attorney is working very closely in concert with the listing agent to get, so that the seller has a smooth experience. And then we are able to get it to the closing, and where our representation will survive the closing. I mean, it's technically ends at the closing, but we're always there to serve as a sounding board, field questions, and get back involved as may become necessary, as you alluded to before.